All right, let's dive into AI agents. This is the technology that's fast becoming an absolutely essential skill, whether you're into automation, freelancing, or just growing a business. We're going to skip the hype and get right to the practical stuff.
So what you're getting today is a real no-nonsense guide. We're going to break down what these agents are, how you can actually build them, and how you can start using this incredibly powerful technology for yourself.
So, you ready to see how this all clicks together? Let's get past the theory and jump right into the how-to.
Okay, so first things first, what are we really talking about when we say AI agent? It is so important to get this straight. These are a massive leap beyond the simple chatbots you might be thinking of.
Here's the core of it. An AI agent is a system built to get a job done, from start to finish. The key is to think of it as mimicking human problem solving, not just human conversation. And these are the superpowers that make an agent, well, an agent. It can intelligently interpret things, meaning it can understand a complex email, not just a simple hello. It makes its own decisions, like picking the right tool for the next step. It automatically executes tasks, and, this is the big one, it sees a process through from beginning to end without you needing to hold its hand. The main thing to remember here is pretty simple. We're moving way beyond just chatting with an AI. We're giving them complex, multi-step jobs to do. So, if that sounds good to you, you're probably wondering, what do I actually need to start building one? Let's open up the essential toolkit. And the first and most important tool you need is your own brain, your mindset. This is much less about being a coding wizard and way more about being a logical thinker who can see how a process fits together. These are the skills that really matter. Can you understand how a process flows from point A to B to C? Can you write clear instructions? That's just prompt engineering. Can you wrap your head around how different pieces of software talk to each other through APIs? That's the real foundation right there. And this really is the key takeaway. If you can think logically and break a big problem down into small, manageable steps, you are already halfway to building an agent. That's what makes this so accessible to so many people. So once you've got the right mindset, let's look at the actual tool shed. What are the pieces you'll be using to put your agent together? We can actually break the tools down with some pretty simple analogies. The AI model itself, like a GPT, that's the brains of the operation. It does the thinking. Then you have an automation platform, which is like the project manager, telling everything what to do. And finally, you have APIs, which are basically the communicators that let your agent talk to other apps, like Google Sheets or your email. All right, we've got the mindset, and we've got the tools. Now let's get to the really actionable part. A clear 5-step plan to build your very first agent. And here is that process. You start by being crystal clear about what problem you're solving. Then you pick your brain, connect your communicators, and build the whole workflow with your project manager. For instance, a workflow could be something like a new customer email comes in, the agent reads it, grabs the name and order number, and automatically puts it in the right row in a Google Sheet. And this part is so important. You have to test and improve it over and over again. This really gets to the heart of it. Building an AI agent isn't some kind of magic trick. It's an engineering process. It's all about thoughtful design and making it better and better over time. So where do you learn how to do all this? Well, the good news is the barrier to entry is lower than ever. There are tons of free resources out there, from YouTube tutorials walking you through specific builds, to community forums where people are sharing what they've made every single day. And just look at how accessible this is. You can literally start building right now without spending a dime. You can host an automation platform like NN yourself for free. The free version of ChatGPT is incredibly powerful, and things like Google Sheets can be your database. The basic tools are all right there for you. Okay, so you've learned the skills. Maybe you've even built a little agent. So what's next? Let's talk about how to turn this powerful new skill into a real business opportunity. For freelancers, this is an absolute goldmine. See, you're not just selling a tool, you're selling a solution. You can go to any client, find their biggest headache, their biggest bottleneck, and build an AI agent that makes it go away. That is tangible value, and clients are more than happy to pay for that, often on a monthly retainer. So what does that journey look like financially? Well, it's important to see it as a path of growth, not an overnight thing. Your value, and what you can charge, grows directly with your experience and how complex the problems you can solve are. So, when you're just starting out, you might be looking at retainers in this range. But the real goal here isn't just the money. It's about building a portfolio. You take on smaller projects, automating social media, maybe some basic data entry. You prove you can deliver, and you earn that crucial client trust. Then, as your skills get sharper, you move into this intermediate level. Now you're not just solving one little problem, you're tackling more complex solutions that connect multiple apps, maybe linking a client's e-commerce store to their inventory sheet and then their email marketing platform. Your income naturally goes up to reflect that extra value. And finally, at the advanced level, you're building really sophisticated, high-impact agents for bigger clients. These are the mission-critical systems, the ones that might manage an entire customer support department or automate huge parts of a supply chain. This is where you can build a really stable, significant income. The growth potential is huge for anyone who really digs in and masters this craft.
So we'll end with this question for you. You have the blueprint now. You know the skills, you know the tools, and you know the process. So just look at your own work or the work of a business you know and ask yourself, what is the one tedious, repetitive task that you could just make disappear? That's your starting point.